Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Golden Bachelorette Gary Levingston on Heartbreak and Best Mates. Gary Levingston made quite the impression on the Golden Bachelorette, and Joan Vassos loved his heart. Unfortunately, he was sent home on the Wednesday, October 9th episode, and many hearts were broken. He'd amassed a plethora of fans, and now he's opening up about Heartbreak and the best mates he met at the mansion. Keep reading for more details on Gary's time on the show. Gary Levingston on Heartbreak and Best Mates. When Gary Levingston first arrived at the mansion to win over Joan Vassos, he was one to watch. His big heart and infectious laugh were more than enough for the fans at home. Some have even felt he would be a good choice for the next Golden Bachelor. It has also been noted how well the men of the Golden Bachelorette get along with each other. They are immensely supportive and sad when someone goes home. It is a real brotherhood despite being a competition. Yet, Gary was very loving toward Joan when she shared her mother was ill. He asked for her mother's name and said he would pray for her. Then, he gave her a handwritten prayer which was absolutely beautiful and meaningful to Joan. It proved Gary not only cared for her but her family as well. Sadly, she had to let him go home along with fellow fan favorite, Charles Ling. Despite his exit and not leaving with love, Gary Levingston, godson of Tina Turner, told people what he did leave with. He was fortunate enough to meet some incredible friends while in the mansion and on the show. Gary loved spending time chatting with Chalk and going in-depth with him as a friend. Fans were also thrilled when Chalk returned, as it is clear he and Joan have a very close connection. Though Gary Levingston wanted to end up with Joan Vassos, he does want to remain friends with her. In the end, that was what came out of it despite the disappointment he felt being let go. As for what is next for him, he believes the show helped him immensely. He now has the confidence to start dating again, and the Golden Bachelorette seems to have loosened him up some. Gary has so much support and love, not just from the viewers but from his mansion men. There is no doubt that his story will have a very happy ending. Now he just has to dance his way into the right person's heart. Gary Levingston, the first Golden Bachelorette, has captivated viewers with his charming smile, distinguished appearance, and heartwarming vulnerability. While the show's twist of featuring mature, vibrant individuals seeking love late in life has already garnered attention, Gary stands out as a man with a rich history of experiences, some marked by heartbreak and others by deep friendships that have shaped his path. In this exclusive interview, Gary opens up about his emotional journey on the show, the hardships he's endured, and the best mates who've been by his side throughout it all. The Golden Twist. In a franchise that's seen countless roses given and hearts broken, The Golden Bachelorette takes a refreshing twist, focusing on contestants who bring a lifetime of wisdom and experiences. For Gary, the show is more than just a chance to find love. It's about discovering deeper connections that resonate with his stage in life. When they first approached me with the idea, Gary recalls with a chuckle, "I thought they were crazy. I mean, who wants to see a bunch of old people date on TV, right? But then, the more I thought about it, the more it made sense. Love isn't just for the young. It's something we all crave, no matter how old we get." Heartbreak and healing. Though Gary exudes confidence and warmth on screen, he's no stranger to heartbreak. In fact, his journey to becoming the Golden Bachelorette began with profound personal loss. A widower, Gary lost his beloved wife, Jan, after 40 years of marriage. The loss, he shares, was devastating. "Jean was my rock. Losing her felt like losing a piece of myself. I went through a really dark time where I didn't know if I'd ever be able to open my heart again." Gary confides, his eyes misting with the weight of the memory. "For years, I just went through the motions. I kept myself busy, threw myself into my work, and leaned on my friends. But deep down, I was hurting." Gary's journey of healing was not linear. The process involved moments of reflection, therapy, and a lot of leaning on his best mates. While some may assume that grief fades with time, Gary is quick to note that it doesn't. Instead, it transforms. "I've learned that grief is something you carry with you. It doesn't go away, but it does get lighter. And as time went on, I realized that I didn't want to spend the rest of my life alone. Jean would have wanted me to be happy. She would have wanted me to find someone to share the rest of my years with. The role of best mates. One of the most touching aspects of Gary's story is the strength he draws from his best mates. From poker nights to fishing trips, Gary's friends have been his constant support system. These are the people who helped him laugh when he felt like crying, who listened to his stories about Jean without judgment, and who encouraged him to take a chance on love again. My mates, man, Gary says with a wide grin, I don't know where I'd be without them. We've been through everything together. Marriages, divorces, kids, grandkids, you name it. And they've always been there for me. When Jan passed, they didn't try to fix me. They just let me be. They let me grieve at my own pace. And when I was ready, they were the first ones to tell me, Mate, you got so much life left to live. Gary's close-knit group of friends played a crucial role in his decision to join the Golden Bachelorette. They teased him about being a TV star, but underneath the jokes was genuine encouragement. My best mate, Tom, was probably the most vocal about it. Gary recalls with a laugh. He was like, Gary, you've still got game. You've always been a charmer. Why not give it a go? And I figured, why not? What do I have to lose? Finding new connections. As the show unfolded, Gary found himself navigating a world that felt both familiar and foreign. Dating in his 60s and 70s is a far cry from the dating world of his youth. I was nervous at first, Gary admits. It's been decades since I've dated, but the women I met on the show, they were all incredible. Each one brought something unique to the table. The emotional intensity of the show caught Gary by surprise. I didn't expect to feel so deeply, so quickly, he says, shaking his head in disbelief. But the thing about being older is that you know what you want. You don't have time to waste, so you're more open and honest about your feelings. And that's a beautiful thing. Heartbreak on the show. Though Gary formed connections with several of the women, his journey was not without its share of heartbreak. One of the toughest moments came when he had to say goodbye to Linda, a fellow contestant with whom he shared a deep connection. Linda was someone I connected with right away, Gary reveals. She reminded me so much of Jean in some ways, her kindness, her strength. But as we got further into the process, I realized that my feelings for her weren't as strong as I initially thought. It was heartbreaking to say goodbye because she's an amazing woman and I didn't want to hurt her. But I had to be honest with myself and with her. Gary's decision to let Linda go was one of the most emotional moments on the show. I've been on the other side of heartbreak before and I didn't want to put her through that. But at the same time, I couldn't lead her on. It was a tough call, but I think we both knew it was the right one. Looking toward the future. As the Golden Bachelorette draws to a close, Gary reflects on the journey he's been on. While he entered the show with the hope of finding love, he leaves with something even more valuable, a deeper understanding of himself, and the knowledge that life, at any age, is full of surprises. Whether I find the one or not, this experience has been one of the best of my life, Gary says with a smile. It's reminded me that love isn't just about romance. It's about the connections you make, the friendships you build, and the memories you create. As for his best mates, they've been watching every episode, rooting for him from the sidelines. They're still teasing me about being a TV star, Gary laughs. But at the end of the day, they're just happy to see me happy. And that's what matters. Conclusion. Gary Levingston's journey as the Golden Bachelorette has been a testament to the resilience of the human heart. From heartbreak to healing, and from old friends to new loves, Gary's story is one of hope, connection, and the beauty of second chances. And while his future remains unwritten, one thing is clear. Gary is ready to embrace whatever comes next, with his best mates cheering him on every step of the way.